What's up, guys? Tanner 5.9 high output here. Welcome back to the channel. As you know, yes, this did start out as a diesel channel. That was when I only had a diesel. But I did, as you guys probably saw in previous videos, I did get a 2013 WRX. Car I've been wanting for a while. I mean, we can all be honest. I wanted an 07 STI, the original Hawkeye, all that stuff, blah blah blah. Anyway, I got a 2013. You know, Great car. But this video is going to be about why you need to ensure your timing belt on this specific type of car is good. It's a timing belt, not a timing chain, not like the Cummins. Basically, you have oil, it's going to be good unless you're running shitty oil or low oil, whatever. You got to make sure that timing belt's good. They change them at every 105,000 mile intervals. So I bought this car at 122,000 miles, and everything between Carfax and looking under the hood had told me, okay, the timing belt has been changed. There was, new looking parts, new this, new that, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Well, my timing belt broke at 128,000 miles. So I had the car for about 6,000-ish miles. Don't quote me specifically on that. It was within 6,000. And timing belt broke. It was quite expensive to repair. But knowing this car, I knew it was worth it. Get it going back, knowing everything being done. It's basically a brand new car to me. So let me explain to you why you need to make sure your timing belt on your Subaru is good, especially if you buy a used one. If you buy a brand new one, you can go off of factory, this, that, whatever. But I have this page, this 3, 4, 5 page list of why you need to make sure your timing belt is good. So, driving along to work, you guys know I drive mixer for a concrete company out here, and they were doing an early pour, so I'm driving in. I think I had to be there at like 11 o'clock. I'm driving in, it's like 10:30 at night, on a Thursday into Friday type thing. And driving up this road, I'm shifting after a light, get into third, I'm going, not too crazy. I've never been too crazy with it. It's a stock vehicle minus the cold air intake, straight pipe exhaust, and a Go Fast Bits blow-off valve. That's it. And that's all I've ever wanted to do to this, or have with these vehicles, is because I like the sound. It's already fast enough. I'm not, I'm not about trying to tune it and go drag and do anything. It's fucking fast. So, getting to third, coming up this little hill, and just everything dies. And I start to smell this rubber smell as I pull over to the side of the road with the momentum I had, and I see it coming from the very front of the engine. And it's like, I automatically, immediately knew, fuck, timing belt. As I'm waiting for the tow truck, I turn the car just to the on position. I had my code reader with me because I don't have an access port. I'm not trying to tune anything. I just want to monitor. If any of you guys out there with Subarus know of just a monitor that's good, I don't have to spend $700 on from the Cobb one. I know the Cobb one's good. I don't need all of its features, though. You guys know anything that's not Cobb, that's not trying to tune, that's just a monitor to run extra gauges and stuff, please let me know. I'm looking for one. I've seen Amazon ones, but they look really cheap, and I'm pretty sure they probably won't even integrate with the module in there, so they probably won't even see anything, and I'll be pissed off I spent $45 on something that they won't even take back. But I pulled the codes while I was waiting for the tow truck, and it showed like 4 or 5 camshaft codes, and I saw that. I go, oh, timing belt, because it just that the timing belt runs the timing on everything with the cams and the valves and all that shit. So I knew it was timing belt. Anyway, so I've got this War and Peace book of frickin' shit they had to do. Make sure that timing belt's good. I will go through the list here. I'm not too keen on what the price was. Let's just say the wife didn't yell at me, but I probably won't get a birthday gift this year. But without further ado, if you break your timing belt and you're one of the unlucky ones that it didn't happen to bend valves, then good for you. Get that shit fixed. Timing belt, labor, all that at my dealer would cost me about $900. Not too bad, considering that if you don't replace the timing belt, add a 0 to that. So, basically, throughout all this, it was a couple of intake valves, exhaust valves. You got your intake and exhaust valve seals. You got your timing belt. You got your tension adjusters. You got a couple of idlers. You got idler belts. Apparently, I don't know why it's saying that. They did a thermostat gasket. I don't know why that's on there. I literally did the thermostat about a month before this happened, but they had to replace everything because they took the heads off and stuff. Second page. Coolant, obviously. Cylinder head. They were able to save one. They were able to save one. They sent it out to a shop that machined it. But they had to get a brand new one for one of the other sides because they were just not happy with the way it looked. So I said, all right, fine. Since I had to take the engine out, I told them, I said, fuck it, let's put a clutch in it. And that saved me like $800 on labor. The clutch itself was like $700, but I figured, go big or go home. Might as well do the clutch while I'm in there, because I figured the car had 128,000 miles on it when this happened. Might as well do the clutch, because I didn't know, at that point, I didn't know if the clutch was in good shape or not. It felt like it was in good shape, but I figured that'll save me another, $1,500 to $1,800, 20,000 miles down the road. Considering they say these last anywhere from like 20 to 100,000 miles. I was 120. Figured somebody probably didn't replace the clutch. Clutch felt good though. It didn't slip, didn't do nothing. So I just said, fuck it. Let's have it replaced. So now we got a couple of clutch parts here. Bearing clutch, cover complete, disc complete. Let's see, crankshaft sprocket, camshaft sprocket for the front of the motor. If you guys know Subaru, it's an EJ25 and a 2013 WRX. So brand new gears all there. Bunch of lifter valves. I had them do spark plugs too while they're in there because they were taking all that shit apart anyway. Couple of head gaskets. I know everyone says head gaskets gone. These said, okay, well, obviously they had to do head gaskets anyway because they took it apart. I would hope they wouldn't reuse the factory head gaskets, but you never know. Sometimes customers will say, no, reuse it, this, that. Of course, they won't warranty their work if you do reuse old parts. So they did all that. And I also had them do a wheel alignment while we were in there, but I don't know if you guys can read that number. Right at the bottom there. But it wasn't cheap. And I wasn't happy. I'll be honest with you guys, I cried a little bit. I cried when it happened. Didn't cry as much when I paid for it, but probably should have. Anyway, That is the main reason you guys need to make sure the timing belts are good on these things. Like I said, I'm an avid car mechanic. I don't try to say I'm anything crazy. I'm Joe Blow off the street type thing. I know my cars, I know my trucks, I know this, that, whatever. I know the basic stuff. I wasn't if it was my Cummins and my WRX was good. If my Cummins had an issue as far as pulling an engine out, it would have been a lot more of a consideration. So like, yeah, I can do that. I know how to work on a straight six American type vehicle. I've never done a boxer engine. I don't know these Japanese vehicles. I just got into it. I guess that's a big hello, welcome to the community type thing. I guess I'm in it now. But that is why you need to make sure if you buy one of these Subaru Impreza WRX STIs, any of the Subarus, honestly, but especially like the turbo ones, especially because the previous owner that had my vehicle, I don't feel like they abused it. There's a lot of things I see that says they took care of the car. As far if it was some teenager's first vehicle or something like that, I know that interior would be ridden with like ash stains or burn marks or fucking smell like weed or some shit in there. The interior in that car is pristine. I will do a video on the interior in that as well. But I mean, the car was good. The car was solid. It was just one of those things that it's like, the timing belt, I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, it looked like, because they had replaced the cover and they replaced a couple other parts that involve doing the timing belt. So that is why. And then even Carfax had a little blip saying, something timing. It didn't say timing belt, but I was like, okay, probably my fault for assuming, and I guess I'll never assume again because that was a pretty expensive assumption. But you guys got to check these. I mean, it can look perfect. You can buy the damn car, or you can even say, hey, you know what? Before I buy this car, why don't you guys do the timing belt? That way, you can confirm that you're not going to drive it off the lot once you've paid cash for it or paid whatever, and it's going to break. It could do great on the test drive. And then the minute you drive it off the lot, like 10 minutes later after you buy it, it could break. It was literally one of those. Everyone says timing belt. If your timing belt's going, you have idling issues. You rev it up and then it comes right back to idle and it'll stall. Everyone says because the timing belt will stretch or this or that, and your timing will be a little bit out of whack and it won't idle right or this or that. I had none of that. It just went. So that is why you guys need to check the timing belts on these things when you buy them. Minus that, everything else on this car has been great. I'd owned this car for probably 4 or 5 months prior to this issue, and the only code I ever gotten was a code with that was involving the thermostat, saying that the car had not warmed up to a certain temp in a certain amount of time. And it said that the thermostat can be bad. Basically saying the thermostat was stuck open. So it was circulating too much. It was circulating coolant and not letting the engine warm up before it would open the thermostat to allow it to cool. And it was very easy. I replaced the thermostat. It took me like 20 minutes, replace all that, put the coolant back in. Never had a problem again. Never. That was the only thing. And I was like, okay, well, that's not that big of a deal. But make sure you guys check these timing belts. Like I said, it's basically a $900 job at the dealer or a $9,000 job. Don't let what happened to me happen to you. And I'm sure I'm rambling here, but I really want you guys to know this. It sucked, but I got everything back together. You know, it's good. I didn't want to spend that kind of money. I wanted to put that money into the Cummins, but that's what we did. So I won't let this video go on any further. I will post a couple more of my WRX videos here, just basic stuff I was doing, not really thinking about YouTube, but, you know, for sound, for this, for that, for looks, whatever. And I really hope that this helps somebody who's in the market for one and doesn't quite know. Like I said, it's a 105,000 mile interval change on that timing belt. So if you buy a Subaru that has 110,000 miles, you confirm with paperwork with whoever that it was changed, that timing belt. If not, I know you just bought the car for probably 10, 12, 14,000. Go spend another 1,000 at your dealer and get that sucker changed. It'll save you a hell of a lot of heartache and a hell of a lot of money in my book. I mean, hell, with what I spent, I probably could have tuned this thing and had it stage 3 everything, competing with everybody else. But like I said, not modding, not doing anything crazy, but with that kind of money, could have done a lot more stuff. Please like and subscribe to this. I know this one was kind of a rambling, but I wanted to let you guys know, check that timing belt. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you very much.